The Federal Reserve has lost control. What am I talking about? Yesterday, they went ahead, they increased interest rates by another 50 basis points. This follows the last interest rate hike of 25 basis points. If we go back to March of 2020, the Federal Reserve and elected officials, they saw the liquidity crisis unfolding due to the pandemic and the government-mandated lockdowns. Asset prices were selling off. Stocks were down 25%, gold down 15%, and Bitcoin down 50% in a single day. The Fed and elected officials, they stepped in with monetary and fiscal stimulus. They wanted to push asset prices back up. They wanted to mitigate short-term pain. But mitigating that short-term pain ended up coming at a cost. That cost was long-term pain, and that long-term pain showed up in the form of inflation. We now have 8.5% inflation, the highest in 40 years within the United States. And of course, the Federal Reserve is being pressured into acting. And so what they've done is they've gone ahead and tapered asset purchases, and they've started to raise interest rates. Now, 2 rate hikes, the first one 25 basis points, and the second one 50 basis points. The problem with doing this is that while they're hiking interest rates, there's an economic contraction going on. We got the Q1 GDP data, and it showed up as an annualized negative 1.4%. And so there's a big problem brewing on the horizon. The Federal Reserve is hiking interest rates. They're tightening monetary policy at the exact same time that the economy is contracting. This is not good. But they have to make a decision. Are they going to address 8.5% inflation and potentially push us into a recession? Or are they going to try to avoid the recession and just have people live with the high inflation? It's really a lose-lose situation. The Federal Reserve has lost control. And then to make the situation more complex, we're going into midterm elections at the end of this year. Politicians on both sides of the aisle, they don't want high inflation and they definitely don't want a recession. The Federal Reserve can't be right. And so ultimately what we saw yesterday was exactly what the market expected, a 50 basis point hike. But the market's also pricing in anywhere between 2.75% and 3% interest rates by the end of the year. It's a lot of hiking the Federal Reserve would have to do. I don't think that they're ever going to get close to that. In fact, what I think is going to happen is that the Fed is going to continue to hike rates, and they're going to be too aggressive and move too quickly. We're going to get pushed towards a recession and maybe even enter one. And all of a sudden, the Fed's going to have to chill out. They're going to have to stop hiking interest rates and potentially even cut interest rates to go ahead and start stimulating the economy again. There's no way politicians will go into an election season with high inflation and a recession. They will pressure the Federal Reserve to make sure that people's portfolios are going up and the cost of goods are going down. The Federal Reserve has lost control. It's chaos out there. There's complete uncertainty. And I don't envy their position. They're well-intentioned. They're doing the best they can. But it's a lose-lose situation. If the Fed doesn't hike, we get high inflation. If the Fed hikes, we get a recession. And actually, we're in the double whammy of we've got both right now. This isn't good. You at home, all you need to do is make sure you're educated, stay alert, and start putting your portfolio in a position where over a long period of time, it'll benefit from betting on the United States economy and innovation, problem solving, and entrepreneurship. Because I think that's the only solution that anyone has available right now. Hey you, did you like this video? Great, we make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.